For everyone who watched my videos and imagined me as the paragon of coolness, I have an unfortunate revelation to tell you. I play competitive Pokemon. Pokemon Draft League is an unofficial way to play competitive Pokemon where each player drafts Pokemon and battles each other every week. Pokemon are tiered based on their viability, and we only have a select number of points to build our rosters. It's a lot of fun. Our most current Draft League is Monotype, where every player needs to bring a team of 6 Pokemon that share a type to each game. This league is also being held under Smogon's unofficial National Dex format, where all Pokemon and moves are eligible to be used, including Mega Evolutions and Z moves. I wanted to build my draft around the Steel type, the single best defensive type in the game, and thankfully nobody contested me for it. I did miss out on some dual types during the draft, but I managed to get a really solid mix of offensive monsters, defensive walls, off-meta support, Cobalion? I don't know what he does yet, but I'm sure I'll find something. Also, Galarian Stunfisk was valued at a single point, so I picked him up, but I'm pretty sure bro's gonna act like John Heater in 2006 and keep that bench warm.
We're having macaroni tonight! That means garlic bread, yes!
It's a pretty nice collection of mons, right? Well, not everyone seemed to think so. Some Donkus, former Draft League champion and Azumarill fanatic, who wasn't even competing in the Monotype League, might I add, put out a ranking of each player's team, and the People's Champion himself was ranked 12th out of 16, are you kidding me? I put my entire Steel Ussy into this team comp, and what did I get for it? Ranked as one of the bottom 5 teams, right there with the guy who drafted Bug-type as a joke. Listen, I get it. I'm the most popular and handsome player in the league, not to mention the least humble. Of course they want to get under my skin and watch me fail, but to do something as bold as to lie about how good my team was, that's just wrong. And when someone's wrong, the only thing to do is rub it in their smug face. Week 1, baby! I'm matched against my longtime rival and unrequited secret crush, Tulo. Normally our match intensity would be amplified through a series of intense foreplay, but this time I had something more to prove. Not only is Tulo my rival, but he was ranked by some Donkus, all-knowing beacon of absolute truth apparently, as having the #1 best team in the league with his water-type rain team. Suddenly this matchup was Rocky vs. Creed. I was the underdog for some reason, and I needed to not only defeat the favorite, but absolutely humiliate him in front of everyone who gave him the confidence to succeed. Does that make me the villain? Yeah. When you look at this team lineup, it's not looking too good for old Silvery. Tulo's rocking 2 impregnable fortresses and 3 weapons of mass destruction powered by a storm-chasing duck. My team doesn't look all that bad at first, until you notice Boo Boo Keys and Snake Eyes over here really stinking up the joint. Klefki might be able to do something funny with its prankster ability, but does anyone expect anything from Togedemaru? They should. Togedemaru leads the charge against Tulo, sporting a fashionable choice scarf that lets it outspeed everyone on his team. And on the off chance that the already speedy Greninja is trying to jack my style, her sturdy ability will let her live any single hit and reveal that crucial information. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that as Togedemaru pops a quick Yui, making room for Empoleon. Empoleon's role in this battle is to shut down Greninja, easily eating any hit that comes from it and being able to shrug off the damage with Roost. The only way for Gren to win the 1v1 is to get lucky with Dark Pulse flinches, but a Cloakmos Covert snuffs out his only hope in taking down the Emperor. Tulo's put on the defensive, switching to Toxapex to eat whatever Empoleon wants to throw at it. But honestly, I'm feeling a little sleepy. Tulo has to switch to save Toxapex from a sudden case of narcolepsy. And knowing that he must be feeling rattled from these first 2 turns, I suspect he's going to try to take the offensive. The key word there being key.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Klefki switches in on a futile attempt from Tulo to set up the rain with his duck. But he should have known from the way I flirt with him that he will always be my sunshine. Now, to Tulo's credit, Greninja threatens me with a sun-boosted Hidden Power Fire, though Tulo just switches into Toxapex, who is also walled by Empoleon, and he's back at square one trying to force progress with Rain. It was at this point he asked me in chat what anime my nicknames were from, proving to me that he was not playing at 100% brain capacity. Tulo tries to position in Dracovish, a Pokemon known and feared for its oppressively powerful Fishious Rend. This move does double damage if Dracovish moves first in the turn, something that can be almost guaranteed with a Choice Scarf. And factoring in the Rain and Dracovish's Strongjaw, this is not a Pokemon. This is a war crime. At least, it would be, if it wasn't staring down a set of keys that always move first and take the rain away with a single click. But I know Tulo's not so tunnel-visioned as to have one of his win conditions fight a losing battle so early, so I let him keep his precious rain for now and start working on a much more nefarious scheme, laying spikes to damage his Pokemon whenever they enter the battle. Of course, Tulo still has one more Juggernaut on his team, Mega Swampert, with a monstrous attack stat and double speed in the rain. Even if I use Sunny Day, Swampert can still fire off an Earthquake and get the knockout. For the first time in the battle, Tulo bested me. Or so he thought. Little bro thinks he's L, but Kira always stays one step ahead. Should I be comparing myself to the serial killer? Probably not, right? Magnet Rise gives Klefki an immunity to Earthquake, and with Sun back up and Spikes ready to knock out Greninja the next time it comes in, I've utterly destroyed all three of Tulo's overwhelming offensive threats with the goddamn Keyring Pokemon. Now, you might think Pelipper burning Klefki with Scald and using Defog to remove my spikes puts me in a precarious position, but Tulo's done very little to pressure Klefki away from continuing to ruin his day. Alomomola hits the field for the first time and traps Klefki in a whirlpool, but Klefki actually takes the offensive now and threatens a 1v1 that Alomomola can't win. Toxapex comes in to put a stop to this, but Empoleon's still around to shove this nerd in a locker. Pex tries to trap it with Infestation, and Empoleon gets out of this bind with Flip Turn, positioning Klefki to get the final layer of spikes up and go down as a valiant warrior. Don't let Klefki's absolutely legendary run of inconveniencing literally every member of Tulo's team distract you from the fact that half my squad hasn't even hit the field. We haven't even seen the coolest X-Man take the stage yet.
The name's Gambit, mon ami.
Goldengo's unadulterated swagger completely shuts down Pelipper's Defog, and thanks to its disgusting special attack stat and Klefki's spilled Legos, anything that switches in here is in for a world of pain. That is, except for Toxapex.
I'm a man who can never die.
Remember, with Tulo positioned as the crowd favorite, I've been forced into this role as the villain. Shutting down his reign with Klefki was no doubt heinous, but villains aren't satisfied just stopping the hero. A true villain takes everything the hero has worked towards and uses it against them.
I see you, Zap.
Yep, Rain gives Thunder perfect accuracy. And that's the kind of power that shuts Toxapex down for good. And while Tulo is once again positioned for a Swampert sweep, I still have an ace up my sleeve. What Empoleon is to Greninja, Skarmory is to Swampert, only much more oppressive. Skarmory's got a colossal defense stat, and a Rocky Helmet that punishes Swampert for trying to brute force its way past this immovable object. Swampert makes a hasty retreat into Pelipper, but a mistimed switch leaves the goose high and dry without a single drop of rain. Tulo tries to get rid of the spikes again, but in a lapse of judgment, he forgets that Goldengo is, in fact, that guy. Tulo has to switch something into the Raging Cajun, and I think he wagers that I'll go for another Thunder. But he was screwed the minute he tried to bet against Gambit. His only option is to change the weather with Pelipper and sacrifice it to its own rainfall, opening up a chance to sweep with Mr. Fish. Dracovish is guaranteed to take a kill here, and with Swampert done and dusted, I decide to sacrifice Skarmory, though he does get one last cheap shot in before he falls. I'm in a perfect position to wrap this up with my dedicated cleaner, Choice Scarf Kartana, but then I realized it's much funnier to clean with my dedicated lead. Togedemaru outspeeds Dracovish and is still hitting the sturdy, and thanks to the hard-fought efforts of Skarmory and Klefki, Tulo's only option is to watch. Watch as the magnum opus of monotype team design crumbles beneath a small, spherical rat. The final score tells a story of a hard-fought 4-0 victory, but the battle itself was nothing short of an absolute stomp. There's a number of things I could say about Tulo and the woman who gave birth to him, but at this point, I would be beating a dead horse. Instead, I'd like to go back to where this all started. Some Donkus's power ranking. I'm sure if you were to watch this battle first and then guess which team was ranked first and who was ranked 12th, you'd be gobsmacked by the actual evaluation. But I'd rather draw attention to one of some Donkus's critiques against my team. He's going to need Kartana to do some overtime to put the damage out. Overall, not one of the strongest teams. Kartana didn't even hit the field. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. This is a different style of video made entirely out of spite, and if you enjoyed it, let me know if you want to see more Draft League content. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't, and maybe I'll catch you again after I win the entire league and cement Togedemaru as a respectful and deserving champion.